Regular shit, you know what I'm saying?
Regular shit no more. It gotta be some. Let me tell you something, man.
Here's something, man.
You know about Antarctica?
What's going on with Antarctica?
Antarctica is like a porthole in. Extraterrestrials bringing a lot of new technology in, right? So when you get to the poles of Antarctica,
Here's something, man.
you know about Antarctica?
What's going on with Antarctica?
Antarctica is like a porthole in. Extraterrestrials bringing a lot of new technology in, right? So when you get to the poles of Antarctica, right, you go out to the further regions,
Yeah.
keep going straight out, man. You can literally drop off into space. You understand? Because those were the poles, north, south, east, and west. And when the Earth moves a little bit, think of the corners of the Earth. A lot of that breaks off. A lot of that Earth breaks off from quakes and little Richter scale earthquakes we have. A lot of that breaks off, right?
Yeah.
And what it does is it floats out in space. Now the planet itself is shapeshifting.
All right.
And as the planet shapeshifts and revolves around the sun, it's constantly moving upwards. It's going to meet back in with the broken pieces that broke off the planet. They'll tell you that civilizations like the Mayans just disappeared off the Earth. And they don't understand that. They don't understand as we have small Richter earthquakes that we don't feel. There's a lot of pieces of this planet that's breaking off. That's on the polar regions, that's on the outer cap.
Yeah, that's some deep
And
shit.
when they break off, they float out into space, just like you can hook up a Stargate now. They have a Stargate and a D-Wave computer that they're making that will hook up to that certain part of Antarctica where they know they can go through.
Yeah.
You imagine Stargate?
Yeah.
They trying to reach through, and I got a new show coming up called Knocking on God's Door. They understand as we have small Richter earthquakes that we don't feel. There's a lot of pieces of this planet that's breaking off. That's on the polar regions, that's on the outer cap.
Yeah, that's some deep
And
shit.
when they break off, they float out into space, just like you can hook up a Stargate now. They have a Stargate and a D-Wave computer that they're making that will hook up to that certain part of Antarctica where they know they can go through.
Yeah.
You imagine Stargate?
Yeah.
They trying to reach through, and I got a new show coming up called Knocking on God's Door that they're making that will hook up to that certain part of Antarctica where they know they can go through.
Yeah.
Imagine Stargate?
Yeah.
They trying to reach through, and I got a new show coming up called Knocking on God's Door.
Okay.
And that's actually what they're doing. Once you, just like I taught you about different dimensions,
Yeah.
you got thoughts waiting for you in different dimensions.
Okay.
The reason when you was 12, 13, 14, you didn't think of what you thought of when you was 20, the thought was there.
Yeah.
You just didn't mature into the thought.
Exactly.
So as we move into the fourth dimension, the planet is going upwards, and it's going to meet back with the pieces that's broken off.
All right.
Adding back the landmass.
That's what it
Some of
is.
the other pieces just float out.
Yeah.
That's a little Antarctica lesson.
Something to think of, know what I'm saying? Something to think
So when
about.
you hook that Stargate up,
Uh-huh.
check for a quantum computer, this white man's making, called the D-Wave computer.
Yeah.
And they trying to hook that up to like a kaleidoscope and reach in and see what they get.
Know what I'm saying? Something to think
So when you
about.
hook that Stargate up,
Uh-huh.
check for a quantum computer, this white man's making, called the D-Wave computer.
Yeah.
And they trying to hook that up to like a kaleidoscope and reach in and see what they get. When you reach in, you better be ready to know what you're reaching in, because something could pull you in.
And if we're smart enough, we can dive into them and grab their resources and pull them back into ours to make an effect in our world. Now, this may sound very odd to you and bizarre, and in fact, I am using language that a normal theoretical physicist. We can dive into them and grab with ours. And if we're smart enough, we can dive into them and grab their resources and pull them back into ours to make an effect in our world. Now, this may sound very odd to you and bizarre, and in fact, I am using language that a normal theoretical physicist probably wouldn't use, but this is, what I'm telling you is absolutely correct and in line with the way that these things actually work.
Something, or we might send something through it, said Sergio Bertolucci, Director for Research and Scientific Computing at CERN. They're not playing games. They're deadly serious about it, and I mean deadly. Revelation 9. CERN is located over the doorway to the abyss, the ancient Roman temple to Apollo, Apollyon, Abaddon, the destroyer. Okay? Again, the audience here, for the benefit of the streaming audience.
I don't even know what you're going to ask me, but you can go ahead.
Gotcha. All right, my first question is, though, what is Tetra?
What is Tetra? Somebody asked you this question? Like,
Yeah.
Tetra?
If y'all remember this is I'm gonna show y'all why I was so surprised to get this question.
Tetragrammaton, which is 4-letter word. Ask me, but you can go ahead.
Gotcha. All right, my first question is, though, what is Tetra?
What is Tetra? Somebody asked you this question? Like,
Yeah.
Tetra? Tetra is dealing with 4. You have Tetragrammaton, which is 4-letter words. You have tetrahedron, which is like the square-shaped pyramids, not the triangular pyramids. Those would be Tetra. And I almost got ready to name my 4th child Tetra.
And he is determined, even today, to kill God and kill God's angels. So he built the technology to achieve that goal. Part of what goes on at CERN is also kinetic energy weapons and directed energy weapons. They've developed what is called strangelets, quark gluon condensate, the most powerful explosive in the known universe. It's a weapons program, not just opening a portal. Nimrod really believes he can kill God. I talk about the hubris of Satan. He's full of himself. He actually, in his deceived mind, believes that he can accomplish this. The Tower of Babel. It really does sound like science fiction and mythology, but this is real. This is what has been dropped on our doorstep. This is the generation. This obviously is the last few days, if you will, of what's going to happen. They're going to achieve this goal, not killing God and his angels, but opening this portal. Let's see what we have here for the... go ahead and kill the PowerPoint altogether if you want. 4096. The key to the bottomless pit. Can anyone in here, for my benefit, because I've asked a lot of people that are scholars of the Bible, can you define the key? Can you actually tell me what the key is? Is it a key? What's that? A tone. Absolutely. A wave. A frequency in a wave. Yeah. There you go. It's an encrypted signal. You guys are right on the ball. That's exactly the point of realization that I came to. 4096 has huge numbers of translations and ramifications in mythology, in mathematics, geometry, particle physics. My conjecture, can't prove it. 4096 represents the key. That's where I thought I was going to stop. But it's 8192. 8192 is the encrypted code. It's an algorithm. 2048, model number one of the computers, refers to Peter Shor's algorithm called 2048. There's a thing in cryptology of secret encoding for communications called RSA cryptology. It's based on Peter Shor's 2048 algorithm. One of the benchmarks for D-Wave in building their computers was, can we find all the prime factors in this algorithm? Because Shor said, when he developed it in the early 80s, this theory, that it would take a quantum computer. Now, all he knew about were transistors. He'd never heard of qubits, as far as I can tell. But he said it would take a quantum computer to crunch the numbers, to break the algorithm, to break the RSA coding. Well, D-Wave did. They achieved their benchmark. Okay? They didn't need the 2048 to do it. They did it with the 124 model, one of the Model Ts. And that's when the NSA and everybody got real cozy with them. Because D-Wave started with DARPA funding of $10 million. They realized they were going the wrong direction, so they went and got some venture capital, and they put together first one team, that didn't work, and then they brought together another team. That's the short thumbnail sketch of D-Wave. But they originated with DARPA. They've always been in bed with DARPA and the NSA. They sell their computers to Lockheed and USC. They have an open, public quantum computing lab at USC in partnership with Lockheed. Lockheed then bought a Model 12, or 512. NASA, Google, Amazon, the NSA's computing centers, data collection centers like in Utah and Texas, all use D-Wave's computers. But they never talk about networking them. They present it to the public as though they operate independently with independent organizations. So how independent is Google? Okay? That's why this really stunned me, to realize all of these organizations, these corporations have these computers and they're all working together. So if you follow the money, not just the venture capital that I mentioned, but if you look at the investment publications targeting Silicon Valley and where the money is going, quantum computing, artificial intelligence from the quantum computing, that's number one. Number two is defeating death, immortality, genetic modification. It's all over in the public domain literature. That's where all the money's going. Jeff Bezos, Amazon. Why is he partnered with Google and D-Wave? He's one of the founding partners of D-Wave. Their model, their business model at Amazon is they want to sell you everything in the world. We're talking about the beast system. The infrastructure, real time, exists to control our buying and selling, whether you have the mark of the beast or not. Okay? 2007, it went live. If I had my graphics up, I'd show you the progression of the model numbers of the computers coincide with the implementation of the virtual world. D-Wave's computer runs the mirror of the entire planet. The Model 512 in 2013, Gordy Rose described as having the equivalent processing power of 7 billion human brains, and each human brain processes a petaflop of data. We can't even imagine the Model T capability. Now we're up to 8192 of qubits and infinite numbers of dimensions. And now processing power we can't even imagine. This is the beast system. Real time, running since 2007. Every one of us is represented in this simulation as a node. In this video with Gordy Rose, he talked about the crossing over, the nexus of parallel dimensions. Nodes. And we are each assigned an avatar. That's why the movie was named Avatar. Okay? So all these things connect. Real time, they can monitor us, know what we're doing, and predict, like future crime, predict what we will do. Because in machine learning, you have algorithms that are built based upon human behavior.
Show that Minority Report.
For the purpose of predicting what we will do. The machine predicts. If you can predict, you can control. An armature. That's what it looks like. You saw it in the video. What you're seeing here is not the real computer. This is for public consumption. I'll tell you what it is a little bit later. But this is not the real computer. This is the Model T compared to what they're really doing. So this is all for show. Things are a little slow here today, I'm sorry. Two separate presentations, 2 days, both days, same thing happened that you just saw, okay? Anyway, point here is D-Wave's computer, the latest model was the 1024. Now they've gone to a 4098. What we're talking about here is the power of 2. Basic math, the power of 2. 4098 is what results when you take 2 and multiply it times 1024. You take 2048, you multiply it by 2. You get 4096. And then you get 8192. In the power of 2, 8192, a new number that I'm giving you, is 2 to the 13th power. 2048 is 2 to the 11th. In between is 4096, if I've got my numbers straight without my notes, is 2 to the 11th power. This is binary progression. This is basic in software programming, the power of 2. That's why their model numbers advance that way. But the 8192, let's go to old school. Maybe we'll take a break and we'll regroup and get the computer going here if we can. But I shared with you what is called a 600-cell tetrahedron on Friday. This is what the 8192 computer looks like now. If you guys on AV, if you want to come up and play with my laptop and see if you can get it going again, because I will need some pictures. Here's the deal. We've got an 8192 that's in the shape of a 600-cell tetrahedron. Tetrahedron is a pyramid, but with a triangular base, not a square base like you see in Egypt. Back in
Not like the square ones you see in Egypt.
12, late 2015, or 13. I read a paper by Buckminster Fuller, a biography of Buckminster Fuller, and he was talking about tetrahedrons. And he said that the simplest form or simplest shape that can enclose a volume is a tetrahedron. And when I read that, I thought, oh, singularity, Big Bang. Now, I don't adhere to the Big Bang theory. I have my own that I'm going to share with you. But the real issue is, if the singularity did exist...
A few questions I had, and then I have one more question.
All right.
How does God build?
Say that again?
How does God build?
How does he build?
Yeah.
Depends on who you are. God build on the square, man. Like, in other words, it's like Masonic, what they stole when they say level with me. Or the square is no more than the throne that Osiris sits on. It sits on the square. And if I tell you to build, I might tell you to build me 8 square. If I tell you to build me 8 square, I might be telling you to build me a chessboard, because I'm saying build, they take 8 bricks or 8 stones and lay them this way, up and down. And then I'll lay the other 8 stones across, which will be when you get the Masonic level, the lever. When they say level with me. 8 down and 8 across, and then you take 8 times 8, which will be 64, which will be a chessboard. You understand that you get 64 squares inside a chessboard. But that's the way they build it. If I told you to build me a 6 square, you'll build 6 this way, 6 that way, then your 6 times 6 will be 36, then your inside will be a 36 diameter. You understand what I'm saying? So that's physical building. Building on knowledge of self, it can either be your 110s, your 120s from a 5% of you, or it can be you building on the knowledge of the science of the tetrahedron. 120s from a 5% of you, or it can be you building on the knowledge of the science of the tetrahedrons. Building on how did we really put the, the pyramids here.
There we are. So if my conjecture is correct, this is what the computer looks like. This is a freeze frame of the universe expanding through the spontaneous replication of tetrahedrons. Tetrahedrons at the atomic level, according to science, when they are cooled to a superconducting level, they comprise one tetrahedron. When they begin to
They duplicate
add
them.
energy to them, to the basic elements, what do you think they do?
They repeat themselves.
They replicate geometrically into more and more complex geometric shapes, all of which are subsets of this, until they finally reach this figure. And it goes beyond this.
That's what I'm speaking, and y'all hear me say that's a whole nother thing. I don't want to get into that.
Is what you're seeing. And you have a resulting number that's 1,234 digits in length. You reduce that down to its decimal approximation of 1.044. That's almost the same as the background radiation wavelength of the universe. If they're modeling the computer after the model, the tetrahedral process of the universe,
Y'all hear this?
they're tuning it, literally, to the wavelength of the universe.
They're tuning this
If you're going to
computer
communicate, you want to tune things.
to the wavelength
Right.
of the universe.
The computer is tuned to the pulse of the universe, to the heartbeat, Gordy Rose. It sounds like a heartbeat.
Gordy Rose is
And he
somebody he's
talks about
quoting.
it's like standing at the altar to an alien god. They're communicating to alien gods. And those of us that understand the Bible understand the ramifications of what I just said. And there's a little bit more, okay? Again, 2 to the 500th power. When they had the Model 512, they were not at the proper frequency and wavelength. So they had to
Frequency.
progress the model numbers. So here's what they did. They kept building more complex computers, added the qubits mathematically in a binary fashion towards that goal to get it tuned. The 4096 tuned into the universe. That's where they were actually able to communicate real time, 24/7, stable portal at the quantum level. Same thing they're going to do at CERN, but on a macro scale. Revelation 9, they're ready. The 8192, the number runs out to infinity. Most computers won't process a number like 2 to the 8192 power. It'll just come up infinity. Okay?
You can hook up a Stargate now. They have a Stargate and a D-Wave computer that they're making that will hook up to that certain part of Antarctica where they know they can go through.
Yeah.
You imagine Stargate?
Yeah.
They trying to reach through, and I got a new show coming up called Knocking on God's Door. Hook that Stargate up, check for a quantum computer this white man's making called the D-Wave computer.
Yeah.
And they trying to hook that up to like a kaleidoscope and reach in and see what they get. If you reach in, you better be ready to know what you're reaching in, because something
Told y'all everything I tell y'all is the truth, man. Because y'all don't know it, don't doubt me. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm teaching. I'm sharing. We telling them our story. They ain't gotta tell me their story. You know what I mean? So I just give y'all more visuals, because some of y'all need the white man to tell it to y'all. Don't believe me. Go check all of this shit out, man. I give y'all every time I drop, I tell y'all what to do, man. Go check shit out, man. I'm tired of doing homework for y'all, man. I am the truth. So now stop comparing what I say to, the white man, or wait for the white man to tell you, man. I'm advancing y'all this knowledge. So you ain't got to go double do nothing, man. When I tell y'all something, Solar said this, man. Best trust that is somewhere out there, and the white man can't fuck with it. You heard? I don't have no more than a 10th grade education, man. I do this on my own, man. I study geophysics. I study everything they study, man. Everything they study, I get in, just as they get it. Because I got connections, man. You understand? I'm going to drop one thing on y'all. Everybody talking about power, power, power. You can be the most powerful person in the world. If a person has connections to get to you, then you got. I'd rather have connections rather than have power. You exposed as the one with power. I'd rather have connections in. I'm in science offices that work for the government, and they got aides that I know, people that slip things out to me. So I'm studying what they studying. When I tell y'all something, man, know that Solar is telling y'all what it is, man. It is what it is when I tell it to y'all.